Ladies and gentlemen, most people walk through life unaware. They live from one reaction to the next, from one emotion to the next, never stopping to ask where these thoughts and feelings come from. Without awareness, we become like leaves in the wind, blown in every direction, with no control, no grounding. But there is another way. It begins with the courage to look within. Self-awareness is the first and most essential step to personal growth. It is not something you can borrow from others. It cannot be gifted to you. It must be cultivated slowly, patiently. Like the roots of a tree growing deep into the earth, self-awareness must be nourished daily, through reflection and discipline. To understand yourself is to gain the power to direct your life, rather than be directed by it. Silence is a powerful teacher. In silence, distractions fall away. In silence, the noise of the world dims, and the truth of your own being begins to emerge. But it takes effort to meet yourself in this silence. At first, the mind resists. It tells you to move, to speak, to act. But the deeper truth is that most answers you seek are already within you. They wait for your attention. They wait for your awareness. In the early stages, awareness feels unfamiliar. It may feel uncomfortable to sit with your own thoughts without judgment. But slowly, as you observe without reacting, something shifts. You begin to notice your habits. You begin to see how certain emotions rise and fall. You see the stories you have been telling yourself, the ones that limit you, the ones that keep you small. This observation creates space, and in that space you gain clarity. The moment you become aware of a negative thought is the moment it begins to lose its power. The moment you observe a destructive habit is the moment change becomes possible. You are no longer controlled by these patterns. You are the witness, and the witness is free. Growth without awareness is unstable. It is like building on shaky ground. You can build achievements, collect knowledge, even develop skills, but if you do not know yourself, your foundation will eventually crumble. But when you grow from awareness, you become unshakable. You know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, you know your fears, and you do not run from them. You meet them directly. This is the essence of growth. There is no shortcut to this process. It requires time, it requires honesty, and it requires consistency. But those who commit to it will find something priceless: the ability to steer their own life with intention, clarity, and inner strength. So pause often, watch your thoughts, feel your breath, observe your reactions without clinging to them. Through this practice, layer by layer, the fog begins to lift. What remains is your true self, calm, clear, and capable of becoming something more. To move forward, one must learn to let go. This is a principle rooted not in weakness or loss, but in wisdom. Many people carry with them heavy loads that were never meant to be carried for so long. Regrets, fears, attachments, guilt, past disappointments. These become weights tied to the body and mind. And yet, most continue walking with them, wondering why life feels so difficult, so tiring. The truth is, no one can climb higher while holding on to what pulls them down. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean rejecting the experiences that shaped you. It simply means recognizing what no longer supports your growth. Just as a snake sheds its skin when it has outgrown it, a person must also release habits, thoughts, and emotions that are no longer useful. This is nature, this is life, but the act of letting go is not easy. It requires trust that what lies ahead is more valuable than what you leave behind. It requires faith in your ability to walk without the crutches you've leaned on for so long. Whether it's the identity you've built, the beliefs you've inherited, or the comfort of routine, Releasing them often feels like losing a part of yourself. But this is not loss, this is transformation. The mind becomes attached easily. It clings to familiar pain more readily than unfamiliar freedom. That is why awareness is necessary. When you observe yourself clearly, you begin to notice the attachments that trap you. A thought comes and you chase it. An emotion arises and you drown in it. But through mindful observation, a new path opens, one where you can witness the thought, feel the emotion, and still choose to let it pass. Letting go is not a single act, it is a daily practice. Each day offers new chances to release something unnecessary, whether it is a limiting belief, an old grudge, or a fear of what others might think. And with each release, something new enters: space, lightness, freedom. There is a deep silence that follows when you finally let go of what burdens you. A silence that is not empty, but full of possibility, full of energy. Only when the cup is empty can it be filled again. Only when the mind is clear can insight enter, and only when the heart is light can it rise. The best version of yourself is not hidden somewhere far away. It is simply covered by layers of fear, of attachment, of old identity. Every time you let go of one of these layers, you move closer to your essence. You do not become someone else, you become more of who you truly are. So learn to release gently, consciously, without fear, for in letting go, you do not lose. You simply make room for something greater to grow. Discipline is often misunderstood. People hear the word and immediately think of restriction, of limitation, of something that takes away joy. But in truth, discipline is a path to freedom. It is a structure that supports your highest potential. Without it, energy is scattered, time is wasted, and purpose becomes blurry. With it, you begin to walk with intention, clarity, and strength. Freedom is not doing whatever you feel like, whenever you feel like it. That is not freedom. That is slavery to impulse. True freedom is the ability to choose what is right, even when it is difficult. It is the strength to rise when comfort tries to hold you down. And this strength is not born in the moment of decision. It is cultivated through daily practice. This is where discipline begins, not in grand gestures, but in small, consistent actions. Wake up when you say you will, move your body with awareness, eat with mindfulness, speak with intention. These simple acts, when repeated with discipline, become the foundation of your character. They shape the way you show up in the world. They shape the way your mind functions, the way your body responds, the way your energy flows. Nothing profound can grow on unstable ground. Discipline is the ground. There will be resistance. The body will feel tired. The mind will offer excuses. The world around you will tempt you to break your rhythm. But this is exactly why discipline is valuable. Because it strengthens you not just physically, but mentally. It trains you to be bigger than your moods, stronger than your distractions. It teaches you to act according to what you have decided, not according to how you feel in the moment. When you live without discipline, you may experience comfort, but comfort is fleeting. It fades and leaves you empty. But the strength that grows through discipline, it stays. It becomes part of your posture, part of your breath, part of your way of being. It does not break when life becomes difficult. In fact, it carries you through those difficult times. Discipline is also a form of respect. It is respect for your own time, your own energy, your own potential. It is saying, I am worthy of effort, I am worthy of structure, I am worthy of giving my best. And when you begin to live from this place, something shifts inside. You no longer wait for motivation. You no longer hope for the right circumstances. You become the one who creates them. Do not fear discipline. Embrace it. Let it be your silent companion. Let it guide your steps. Keep your focus. Sharpen your senses. With discipline, each day becomes meaningful. Each action becomes a statement. And slowly, without needing to chase results, you begin to transform. The body becomes stronger. The mind becomes calmer. The spirit becomes brighter. And you begin to feel something rare. Peace, not because everything outside is perfect, but because everything within is aligned. The path to transformation is not supposed to be easy. Many search for shortcuts, for quick results, for effortless success. But anything that comes without effort carries little value. Growth is not found in comfort. It is born through struggle, through friction, through resistance. Just as the blade is sharpened against the stone, the human spirit is refined through challenge. When you encounter difficulty, it is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Obstacles arise not to block your way, but to test your resolve. They ask you, how deeply do you want this? How willing are you to push beyond the surface? When you continue forward in the face of discomfort, something powerful begins to awaken within you. The modern world promotes ease, instant results, and avoidance of anything painful. But nothing real is built this way. The roots of a tree grow deep because they must search for water in the earth. The mountain stands tall because it endures the pressure of time. Likewise, you must welcome the weight of difficulty not as punishment, but as part of the process. Pain is not the enemy. Avoiding pain is, because when you constantly avoid discomfort, you remain stuck in limitation. The body weakens, the mind dulls, and the spirit becomes restless. But when you allow yourself to meet the challenge, when you walk through the storm rather than around it, you come out on the other side, not just unchanged, but renewed. Discomfort brings awareness. It shows you where you are unprepared. It reveals what still needs to be refined. It exposes where your discipline is weak and where your habits do not serve you. And instead of resisting it, you must learn to observe it, to breathe through it, and to grow from it. This is how you train not just the body, but the mind and spirit. When you expect the path to be easy, every small difficulty feels like failure. But when you understand that difficulty is part of the path, you stop fearing it. You begin to welcome challenge as an old friend, a companion that sharpens your awareness, that teaches you endurance, that helps you find the strength that was already within you. Do not pray for life to become easier. Pray for the strength to meet life as it is. Do not run from the mountain. Climb it, step by step, breath by breath. With each step, you become more aware, more focused, more grounded. The higher you climb, the clearer your vision becomes, and at the summit, you will not be the same as when you began. Struggle is a sacred part of the journey. It is the gate you must pass through to reach your true potential. So when it comes, do not complain, do not retreat, stand, breathe, endure. This is the way of transformation. This is the path to becoming something more. Transformation is not found in one grand decision. It is hidden in the small choices you make each day. The way you greet the morning, the way you respond to frustration, the way you hold your posture when no one is watching. Mastery is not something that happens suddenly. It is something that is cultivated in silence, in repetition, in the details. Each moment is an invitation, an opportunity to train the mind, to align your actions with your intentions. But too often, the present is overlooked. People wait for a perfect time, a more convenient moment, a spark of motivation to begin changing their lives. But the truth is, those who wait remain stuck. Those who act even in the smallest way begin to move forward. You don't need to climb a mountain to grow stronger. Begin with standing straight. Begin with breathing consciously. Begin with speaking less and listening more. Begin with finishing what you start. These acts are simple, yet powerful. Done with awareness and consistency, they shape your character, they sharpen your discipline, and over time, they transform who you are. When you pay attention to the small, you develop precision, and precision brings clarity. You start to notice the spaces between thoughts, the subtle shifts in your emotional state, the patterns in your reactions. This awareness, built moment by moment, gives you power not over others, but over yourself. Most people want results, but they ignore the process. They want to be calm, but resist sitting in silence. They want strength, but avoid the discomfort of effort. The everyday moments are where the process lives. These are the places where your will is tested. These are the moments that offer the choice between remaining the same or stepping closer to the person you are meant to be. You don't need to impress others. You don't need to broadcast your progress. Your real practice happens when no one is watching. It's in the quiet decisions that build resilience. It's in the consistent effort that no one applauds. True mastery is humble. It does not shout. It does not seek attention. It simply continues. If you can master your day, you can master your life. But mastery is not about control. It is about harmony. It's about moving with awareness through each task, each breath, each interaction. It's about choosing presence over distraction, discipline over indulgence, purpose over convenience. Nothing is too small to matter. Even the way you place your shoes, the way you prepare your meal, the way you enter a room. Each of these can be practice. Each of these can be a reflection of your inner state. So do not underestimate the everyday, respect it. Live it fully, because it is in these moments that your future is built. Not in the distant someday, but in the simple now. This is where transformation begins. This is where you become. The journey toward becoming your best self is not a race against others. It is not about winning or losing in comparison to someone else. It is about rising above who you were yesterday. The only true competition is between the version of you that exists now and the one you are capable of becoming. Everything else is distraction. Everything else leads away from the path. When your attention is constantly focused on others, on their progress, their achievements, their flaws, you lose sight of your own practice. You begin to judge your value by external standards. You begin to measure your worth by timelines that are not your own. But this is not the way to grow. This is not the way to find peace. The path of self-cultivation requires focus, and that focus must be directed inward. The mirror is a more honest teacher than the world around you. It shows you your posture. It shows you your fatigue. It shows you what needs refinement. It never lies. It does not flatter. It simply reflects. If you want to improve, return to the mirror often. Not just the one made of glass, but the one within. Reflect on your thoughts, your words, your actions. What do they reveal? When you stop competing with others, something shifts. The mind becomes quieter, the body becomes less tense, the spirit becomes lighter, and in that stillness, you can hear what truly matters. You can feel where your energy should go. You begin to move from authenticity rather than imitation. You stop chasing and start creating. This is a powerful change. Every person walks a different path. Different backgrounds, different struggles, different lessons. No two journeys are the same, so comparing them is useless. What matters is how you walk your own path, how consciously, how sincerely, how consistently. If you move with awareness and intention, every step becomes meaningful. Every step takes you deeper into your own understanding. There will be moments when you feel behind, when others seem faster, stronger, more accomplished. But understand this: their journey is not yours. Their timing is not yours. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly where you are meant to be, as long as you are honest in your effort. Progress is not always visible. Sometimes it is internal. Sometimes the greatest growth is not seen in what you do, but in what you choose not to do. Not reacting, not escaping, not giving in to weakness. These are victories too, and only you will know them. But that is enough. You do not need the world to applaud your steps. You only need to take them. Stay rooted in your own training. Keep refining your thoughts. Keep shaping your habits. Keep moving forward with patience. Every time you surpass your former self, even in a small way, you are winning. Not against others, but with yourself. And that kind of victory is lasting, it is quiet, and it is real.